Did you know that statistically women overshare at least 50% more of the time in comparison to men? It's because we are much more emotional and we crave that kind of connection as opposed to men. This is not to be sexist or this is not a comparison video. In this video, I want to go over the things that you really should not be sharing. And one trick that I do when it comes to desire to overshare, when I feel like I want to overshare something, this is what I do. Stay until the end of the video. I'm gonna say it right at the end. But for now, let's go over a couple of main things you as a human being really need to keep to yourself. One of the major things is personal conflicts, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with a very close relative. You really should not be sharing it with your friends or with another relative. You know, obviously some things cannot be kept secret and some kind of disputes usually come to the surface, but if it's not something major and you are really trying to keep it under the covers and actually resolve it before it escalates, so don't. You don't necessarily need someone's advice. Someone else's view might be slightly jaded, might be, double-faced, so I would not necessarily rely on other people's advice when it comes to small conflicts within the family members. Those conflicts are better to be kept in the family and until there's a resolution. At least if you feel like you need some mediation, yeah, obviously you can go to someone else. But if you're a parent or if you are a awakened adult, then you really shouldn't need anyone else's advice when it comes to interpersonal relationships. And if it's a small conflict and you know that you can find a resolution within the family members and you can find some common grounds, then this is one of the major things that you should really not share with anyone. It should not be out in the open. It should really be kept within the family circle. Intimate relationship issues, or in general, any kind of intimate relationship you have with your partner. I don't know, maybe it's because I was raised like that, but we were never discussing any details or we were never asked when we were dating someone as young adults. And I kept it as a rule. I would never discuss anything related to a romantic relationship with my husband, with my partner, with any one of my girlfriends, or with any one of my family members, with any one of my friends. I do not want anyone's opinion, number one, when it comes to what we like, what we dislike, and how is our relationship going. I don't need anyone's input. If I'm in an adult relationship, then we probably know what we're doing. So unless it's something totally out of the ordinary, I would not ask for anyone's opinion, for anyone's advice. I would not let people in to that degree. First of all, it's very private, and whatever is going on between you and your romantic partner should really be kept under the covers, and no one should have any kind of insight, or no one should have any kind of joke, and no one should even have the audacity to comment something when it comes to you and your partner. No matter what topic it is, an intimate relationship is one of the very sensitive topics, hence the reason it's called an intimate relationship. So whatever goes on between you and your partner and your husband behind closed doors should stay there. Embarrassing moments. I know that we all have those stories, oh, when you were a child, you did this or you did that. There are a bunch of stories that really makes me uncomfortable and gets me to a level when I'm embarrassed, and I was put on the spot a couple of times, and I asked some of my family members to please not bring up that story. While it might seem funny to you, it really is embarrassing to me. It doesn't matter that I was a child and I didn't know what I was doing or whatever the case might be. If certain stories make me feel uncomfortable, please don't share them about me, and I am returning the favor. I am never bringing up an embarrassing story of my children, for example, not to put them on the spot in front of people, not to embarrass them. If there's a story I want to say, I always run it by them and I tell them, I want to tell this story from your childhood or this. If I can feel, or they tell me, no, mom, like this is too much, or I don't want to be put on the spot, then by all means, this is never going to happen. And I really expect the same in return. Although some stories and some situations might feel funny to other people, it's embarrassing to me as a human being. So I really try to stop those in the tracks, right? When someone starts telling something, I'm like, please, I don't want this to be shared. And the same thing applies to you. If you are a bearer of a lot of stories, and if you heard a lot of stories, I'm sure not all of them are meant to be shared. So, keep your mouth shut. Family secrets. You need to respect your family privacy and family secrets. You really should not be opening up anything unless someone is in real danger or unless it's something that really needs to be put out in the open. But family secrets are a way of you maintaining that close relationship and having something in common. And I don't mean bad secrets or good secrets. It doesn't matter. If your family agreed to keep a certain information away from everyone else, then you as a member of that family should respect that decision, and it should not get to your friends or to your girlfriends or to whoever you want to share this information with. They're called secrets for a reason. And first and foremost, family is one of the most important relationships you're ever gonna have, besides your own family, the family you come from, the family you are building. So there were a couple of situations that I was involved with, and I really learned how to keep my mouth shut and really learned how to not overshare when it comes to any member of the family's secrets. So don't spill the beans. Other people's secrets, and I keep repeating to my children, and if anyone tells you a story or tells you a secret, it is not yours to share, and you should really not share it unless your friend or whoever shared with you that information is okay with you sharing it with someone else. Then yeah, by all means you can do it. But if you were asked in particular not to share and to keep it just between the two of you, it is not your story to tell. You should not be telling anyone else's stories, because the same way you talk about someone to a third person, that third person is going to talk about the exact same situation to a fourth person, and then it's just going to spiral from there on. So if you know that this is sensitive information and your friend who confided in you would really feel offended and embarrassed if that would come out, then definitely learn how to respect other people's privacy. Past mistakes or regrets, whatever's in the past is in the past. You really should not be bringing it up with every occasion. Oh yes, I did that mistake before. No, it was not a mistake. It was a lesson. You learned from it and you moved on. So it's not always a good idea to bring that up so people can have another reason to judge you. So whatever mistakes, whatever you think were mistakes, they were lessons. Learn to get past all that and move on. And the people who are around you are gonna treat it the same way. If you're not going to keep bringing it up, it's never going to be brought up by anyone else. Obviously, going back to the basics, negative opinions, if you can maintain your positivity when you talk about other people, that really will bring a different side of your personality, because, whatever we say usually materializes. And if you are talking negatively about someone else, that negativity stays with you as well. And I do my best not to judge people and not to be negative when talking about someone, because whatever the situation might be, there's always a reason people were caught in a particular scenario. So the less you talk negatively about others, I'm hoping this is gonna, what goes around comes around, the less other people are gonna be talking negatively about me. Detailed personal history, oh my God. Yeah, no one needs to know details about what went on, what happened, how did it went downhill. No one really is interested, first of all. And second of all, really no one should know all of the details and the minuscules and all of the little things that happened in your life. Most things are better left unsaid unless someone else is affected and you need to come clean about something. Other than that, details about your personal life should stay with you. So let me go back to that trick. Whenever I feel that I want to share with someone, or I want to gossip, or I want to talk to someone, what I do is I journal. I know it's an easy advice, but generally if I feel the need that I want to call someone, I'm like, I want to talk to someone, and I want to, talk about this and that, I give myself at least a couple of hours. And if I still feel the urge, I would either journal, and I would never leave my journal just like that on the bed, because then anyone is inclined to read it. It doesn't matter what I share in it. It's private. I usually just put it in my closet and keep it right there. And I have my day-to-day journaling that I do on my Notion, which is the best app ever. So yeah, like just like with impulsive purchases, the same thing comes to impulsive oversharing. Give yourself some grace time. Take a deep breath, take a break, take some time. And if you still feel the need that, oh, I want to talk to someone, first of all, get a therapist. They're paid to hear you, and you know that information is never gonna leave the room or the chat if you can afford it. If you can't, leave yourself voice messages. Another thing that I learned lately for myself, I just leave myself voice messages and I talk it out, whatever I want to talk to another person, unless I have a very trustworthy person that I want to share something with. Most of the time, if it's not good news, I'm keeping it to myself. People have enough negativity and enough problems in their life to be listening to your negativity and your problems. Other than that, basics, passwords, any kind of sensitive information you really should not be sharing unless you need to really share it with someone else, but usually you don't. You can always save it, store it somewhere on your computer. Give me a thumbs up. Apparently it helps the YouTube algorithm. Do let me know, what do you think people should share less in today's day and age? And I'll see you in my next video.